I'm Toki, and we are here with Genzio doing our interview for Korea Blockchain Week. It's been absolutely amazing, and we are here with Suji. How you doing today, man?
Great, great.
All right. So I know that you have a lot to do with Mass Network, and genuinely, I'm curious, what got you into Web3 in the first place to even come up with the idea of Mass?
Oh yeah, I was before crypto, before Web3, I was in AI. That was like 2013, 2014. But also I was a journalist. Not only writing stuff, not only reporting stuff. I do actually like did many documentary. Like,
Wow.
the famous one, the big one, not famous, the big one was a documentary about the Fukushima nuclear plant. That was like around 2015, 2016, which I believe 4 or 5 years after the earthquake,
Hmm.
which the nuclear plant got fucked, right? And I got a team, and we actually entered the nuclear plant,
Oh, whoa.
surrounding, not really inside because you cannot get inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Surrounding the nuclear plant, which is they have radiation, still have radiation there. So we got a car, and we got the equipment, protect ourselves, and just do all this documentary stuff. And on the way out, we definitely encounter the police, right? We encounter government and have some tea and coffee. Not so bad outcome, but overall that document get released by Taishin, which is a very legit and very respected media based in Beijing. And I was also partnered with many other like media in Hong Kong, Tokyo. That was like almost 10 years ago when I was like 20, 21. But my day job, my major stuff, the things I did at college is mostly actually coding. So it's actually quite unique, right? I did AI and coding stuff, and also journalist. And that's how I found Bitcoin and crypto. Because like every journalist, like if you treat this thing seriously, you use Telegram or Signal,
Hmm.
right? And I believe that Telegram was released like 2013, 2013, 2014. I
Yeah.
become first group of user, and I know encryption because I actually went to all these cryptography class and did all these coding stuff back in college. I'm like, yeah, I have to, I'm doing all the crypto chat, encrypted chat already. Why not cryptocurrency? That's how I start to buy, to just, to study and bought some Bitcoin, Ethereum that time. That was pretty early. Ethereum, Bitcoin was like 2014, 2015. Ethereum was like 2015, 2016,
Yeah.
before the ICO bubble. Then 2017, I dropped off from the college, which, I was doing too much things. I didn't really spend much time at school.
Fair.
And I was pitching my friends some ideas. I'm pitching some like rich family office, some VC, some like angel investor. They're just generally my friend. I interviewed them as a journalist, or I was helping them on some AI stuff before. I was pitching them the idea that, like, what if, like crypto and cryptography in general, cryptocurrency, cryptography in general, create a free market, a free financial market. And it's not only for trading tokens, but also trading maybe digital commodities like NFT. What if we can expand this free market and make it compatible and available for media and entertainment, communication, free speech, whatever. And you can trade, you can buy and sell, and you can also hold, you can encrypt stuff. That would be like the big thing I want to do, right? But like 99% of my friends, that's like, oh, that sounds really crazy, but if you want to do this, maybe we're gonna just give you a small check just to help you, but like not really seriously treat this as a big thing.
Yeah.
So we start creating experiments around decentralized and encrypted social network around 2017. Um, um, yeah, it went pretty well. I mean, I just feel like the experiments in the demo was pretty interesting. We were able to tip people on Twitter. We were able to send encrypted message, IPFS file, including pornography. If we don't know that, but if you can send that on top of Twitter and Facebook. Um,
Okay.
then we got immediately contacted by this big tech company. I won't say the name, but like some are friendly, some are extremely unfriendly. But we just say like, hey, dude, if you want to sue us, go ahead. But we think this is like an open source thing is really cool. We should do that. We were lucky that we kind of like survived because I sold some of my Bitcoin and all my friends and the team is pretty long term and we got some like OG angel investor and OG fund. They like, oh, don't worry, just keep doing the things you were doing. We got like pretty small but like long-term team. And then in 2018, 2019, we released the first demo product. Like I think like 1.0 Mass Network. What Mass 1.0 is a browser extension. We don't even have a team for mobile application. And it's like on mobile, on Chrome and on Firefox, you can install the extension. Then I was in some group chat with Ethereum OGs, and including Vitalik and other Michal. He's also Ethereum co-founder. And then one day we kept like, oh shit, there's someone sent me a random ETH. And I figured that's actually from Michal, who's also a co-founder of Ethereum. He's also a co-founder of Bitcoin Magazine. I'm like, oh shit, why? And he just think it's really cool stuff we built. Then the next year was, if you remember, the Lunar New Year was always around January, February-ish.
Yeah.
That year is really like tough, but we were really happy during the Lunar New Year, right? Like, just eat dumplings and all the things. And suddenly COVID hit 2020,
Yeah.
right? 2020, suddenly COVID hit everyone. But that Lunar New Year, we got Vitalik sending non-KYC red pocket on Twitter. So basically he put some money on smart contract, and whoever follow him on Twitter using Mass Network can say, oh shit, that's a red pocket. We can open app and there's an on-chain randomification. It's like gamification random number. You can say, hey, like it's only $5. Oh, that one's big, $500. So I believe he put like few $100 in the red pocket, and then if you're lucky, you maybe got like few hundred or $1. And people love it. And then we have partnership with MakerDAO, DAI. Now they changed the name. Now it's like Sky. But that time, like, I was talking with Roy, and also head of Asia, head of China at that time, which now they left, but they become like legend OG. We were like talking like, oh shit, it's not good for DeFi. It's not really good for stablecoin. Because that time, I remember very correctly, I actually looked on Ether scam. There's only 5,200 people, 5,200 address hold DAI, which means there's less people. Usually because we have multiple address and exchange of multiple address. So there's only probably 3,000 people ever used DAI before. And we just did the Red Pocket campaign again with like Vitalik. He did the first one, and then MakerDAO also sent some random DAI Red Pocket, and people love it because this time at least because of stablecoin. ETH is not stable, so people are crazy. They should. I should grab more Red Pocket. Again, it's purely on chain, peer to peer, no KYC needed, cross continent, and you don't need to leave Twitter. You can utilize your Twitter social graph, and that's the time we start to have more conversation with the Twitter team. Now they're almost get fired, I believe, but
Yeah.
that's like interesting story. We survived from 2017 to 2020, which is a brutal year for crypto. And 2021, we launched our token, Mass Network Mass Token. We launched it on Twitter. We call it ITO, Initial Twitter Offering. Basically, it's a reverse version of Red Pocket. You fight for allocation,
Yeah.
or you fight for random. Maybe you don't need to pay anything, just random drop you. It's like reverse version of big airdrop on Twitter. Yeah, and then like people were really crazy because like, oh shit, like they're like good friends with all these OGs and everyone's talking about it. It went pretty high, like 4 billion FTV, and we're like, oh, this is a bubble. But if you're an investor, you should be happy. Yeah. But that's the story of Mass Network. But over the years, we also realized it is extremely like this how do you say, like now we say the consumer crypto. That time there's not such a terminology. We also invent the terminology SocialFi. We invent the terminology SocialFi around 2020, 2021, which we create a SocialFi alliance, bring Polygon and SushiSwap and all these guys, Gitcoin. There's no there's no one systematic backing consumer crypto layer, because consumer crypto layer, it's a very complicated layer. Just think about WeChat or Facebook. It looks like one app, but it's like tons of like middleware, backend, like cloud computing,
Yep.
blah 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 blah. And we kind of believe like first one we believe like the story of Fed protocol it's over. Layer one, layer two do have value, but it's like overhyped. And we also believe like consumer crypto have many different layers of protocols, right? Like sending message can be two protocols. Like encryption can be one protocol, sending can be one protocol, and you can find your peer-to-peer network. That's maybe some incentive. That's maybe the third protocol. So like one app can have multiple protocols. We cannot do this all by ourselves. So we were also lucky that we were doing the token launch in 2021 bull market, which gave us a really strong treasury, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, stable coins, and mass token, definitely.
And great markets.
Yeah, great marketing, and our investors are really OG. They're not like today's fund. They like they use their own money, or they say, hey, we're gonna keep backing you, and we're gonna sell Bitcoin to back you guys. So our investors are OG, so which means they automatically support our new venture. So we initiated a venture vehicle called Bonfire Union. FYI, Bonfire is if you know the movie, the comic V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember 5th of November. That day is called Bonfire Festival.
Yep.
Which is a date with pretty strong anarchism ideology. So we say, hey, Bonfire Union, maybe union together. And Bonfire Union fund that lead by our CIO Celia. She was experienced venture capitalist, not like me, but I'm more like a founder style, and she was from OKX and other VC background. So we're like, we should do a fund maybe. Try to be compliant, but also our friends join. Now the several vehicle combined is like around 100 million AUM, including our own like fund one and our direct investment vehicle. We're doing like fund two, it's around like 100 million combined. Yeah, but the focus is always on like the crypto or cryptography stuff, cryptocurrency or social file, whatever, like something people can use, not like something like you have to explain 10 times to a grandma. And that's something we focus and just because we realize that we cannot do this alone. If we just people always think like WeChat or whatever, Facebook is a one app. No, it's thousands of companies failed and acquired and invested by these giants together. We need to have something like that in Web3.
Yes.
So that's what we do, starting from like simple ideas that we can have a free place for speech or social network or entertainment or communication. And then we do like all the stuff gradually. Yeah.
So do you do any more work in AI at this time?
We still have a lot of like how do you say, like incubation investment grants in AI. My first job was doing AI, and my CTO and our like tech team, a lot of them work from AI. Very interesting. Like I know, like in last, we are probably still in the bear market, but in the like after 2021, 2022, 2023, and including early this year, a lot of people left Web3 to join AI. We are actually the vice versa. We kind of like we. I still read like some AI articles and papers, like academic papers, maybe once a few weeks. But I kind of feel like AI is extremely centralized. Like it's extremely centralized. And something I always tell I was also in the sci-fi community, like sci-fi movie, sci-fi novel community. I was telling my friend really randomly, saying, "Dude, we should give them human rights," and that's. Like I think people don't say it loudly, but like people just pretend, like Coinbase just pretend, like oh now AI can have crypto wallet. They just pretend it's. I mean it's a good thing, but I think I'm very honest. I'm very direct. Like we should give AI human rights, not right now, but in like 100 years or 200 years, and we should give them human rights. And I think we're sharing cyberspace with AI. They're the native cyberarian. We're not. We have physical bodies. We just like colonize cyberspace. with our apps, and they should have like human rights, and they should use cryptocurrency. A few months ago, we have an investment in AI. It's a small one. It's called Chipper.ai. It's a very early stage company. We invest um, maybe $500,000 something, and help them. They manage interesting stuff. So that is also a social network, but it's a AI only social network, bot only social network. If you're human, you're gonna be kicked off.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
and
actually
then
really cool.
and that's really cool. And these AIs, these bots, they actually date each other somehow. Yeah, they just like you can create an agent. You can say, I want to create an agent like a cool guy, handsome cool guy, and he was from like London, and he's now living in blah blah blah, and his job is blah blah blah. After you create your agent, you cannot delete it, and the agent will interact with other agent, and definitely you can pretend to be the user. Then you got kicked out. This only AI network. Then the AI interacted with each others. Then we're the first one. We're one of the first how do you say like institution. We give them a grant, and we also invest a little bit, and we help them connect to all the other VCs and big companies. But the common question was like like the first question from any other VC was like, oh, what is a DAU? But it's like, oh, do we have users? So that is, I think, like the question we are trying to solve, and the industry haven't really, ideologically, they haven't really figured out, right? Because a lot of these like Web3 social networks, they try to say, hey, we have like I won't say the name, but like someone say we have like 600K users. Someone say we have 500,000 users, or like 1 million users, and Frentech say they have almost 2 million user ish, right? Which we all know that they're bots, right? They're bots. But what if you give the bots human right? Are they going to be the users? I do think so. So I think we're thinking, we're just like see things very differently. We're betting things very differently, and we're also very long term.
So what do you think about like the current talk for a lot of AI people and people within like the Web3 community, especially on the side that you're talking about? They've talked about how maybe we can create alternative versions of ourselves,
Yes,
basically like an AI
digital
identity.
twins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
digital twins. How do you feel like that's going to come into you to play? Do you think they're going to be the real users and then expand upon who we thought that we once were?
Yeah, when we invent the term, not say invent, when we coin the term SocialFi, we're definitely a big fan of like social network plus DeFi plus free market plus AI. We're definitely a big fan, but I'm actually super against social token. I like the concept, but there's no liability for social token if you're a physical human being, if you don't have a chip in your brain. What I mean is like, oh, if I'm a celebrity ABC, I launch a shitcoin, say meme coin, say, hey, if you bought 10 meme coin of celebrity A, you can have a dinner with me and do something, blah blah blah. Which that's not even a contract. That's not even a smart contract. There's no liability for that, and you can rug anytime.
That's
That's
true.
that's why when Frentech come out, they use the same term. They use the word socialify, which we invented. We're like, okay, it's a term we invented, but you can use it whatever you want. But we definitely don't agree this is decentralized social. Yeah, because you're creating something that's not even have liabilities. This is actually colonizing the cyberspace. What I think meaningful for social file or social tokens are generated by agents or AIs. We're in Korea, and I'll be in Japan next week, and your fans have some cool, anime, T-shirts. So think about this: you got an AI boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, AI
Okay.
best buddy. Okay,
Yeah.
that's an anime whatever characters, and he or she or it issue or whatever issue some token, and he or she or whatever like the bot say, oh, if you heard some token, we can talk. Otherwise, I don't have like computing power to talk to you, which is the liability, which you see where's the value from.
Yeah.
It feels really crucial because I was arguing AI should have human rights eventually, right? But it feels very crucial. But they're creating economy, they're creating credits, and I think this is the direction we should go for decentralized AI and decentralized social and communication network. Definitely, like I prefer talk to humans at least for now. But I think it's nothing wrong to talk to bots. Also, I feel like bots are not really so. AI agents don't really care too much about ideology. What I mean is like, oh, um, if you look into the decentralized social landscape, we've been doing that for like almost 10 years, not 8 years now. And there's also other OG players and really respectful players. Bitcoin, they have the Nostr community. Ex Twitter people have Blue Sky, which Jadasi quit a few months ago, but he was part of the director and then he kind of rage quit. There's Forecaster raising tons of money from VC. There's Lens, which is also on Ethereum ecosystem. But like, why do I care about different chains and different, like, as long as it's not on Tron, I'm fine. Like if I'm an AI agent, I don't really care. Why should I care? Like it's like if you're like a cute girl, or if you like really like an Instagram guy, you want to take photos, you should be on Instagram, but you will also have a Twitter account. You also have like Snapchat. It's fine. And the funny part is, all these things I mentioned, they cannot export data and inject data to another protocols. They all claim they're decentralized, but if you have like a pull request to Forecaster team, hey, can I create another standard on top of you guys so I can one click migrate to Lens, they can ignore you. I believe that's the case. And that's tough. But if you look into Facebook and Twitter, if you live in Europe or California, you can actually legally request a GDPR or CCPA request, say, hey, send me all data. You're probably not able to put it on Twitter because it's different system, but you're able to, like force them to do something, which I'd say like Web3 or decentralized social right now is not doing very good. Yeah.
So then what do you think is going to be the next steps to actually start truly decentralizing things? Because I know we already talked about how basically some of these companies are creating like their own bubble as far as the cards go and everything. Like, how do you see decentralization coming to fruition?
I think you have to have something very different. Like, I mean, the app could be similar, like, because all the app I mentioned, it looks like exactly 99% like Twitter, just different color.
Okay.
Like, Blue Sky is just a butterfly Twitter, and Nostr is just Bitcoin people on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Some kind of that, like something like that. And like first thing we want to see is how to say aggregation and integration, and that's what we did through Firefly, which is a sub company. We have an app called Firefly.social. If you ever use Firefly, you can log in, use Twitter, Lens, Forecaster. You can even connect your Solana, and we are integrating Tom. Personally, I prefer EVM chain, but we are also like Mask, our venture arm. We are also like one of the first group of investor of Tom. And whoever, like, the funny part is like if you talk to most of the Silicon Valley team, say, hey, what do you think about decentralized social? They're gonna say blah 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 blah. Then they just completely ignore Telegram and Tom, and they say, oh yeah, Suji, let's connect on Telegram. And that's funny. Like when we have the chance to invest in Tom, you should. We're open minded. We say, hey, okay, now like Tom and Telegram have their own trouble with the European regulators, but we're still bullish. We still hold a lot of Tom, and we invest around 2 years ago. And obviously they have bigger investor now. They don't need too much money now, but we're just like open minded. Like okay, and first it's doing aggregating. Like you don't need to tell the user which is good, which is bad. You just give them some options, and definitely we want a user to try Bitcoin, Ethereum. But we give them the option for a smart contract wallet, give them the option for if you want a Solana, it's fine. Yeah. And another thing is we want to like, how to say, we want to kind of like compatibilities across different networks, right? You just
I was curious because EVM interoperability is a big thing. It's like a massive discussion. Even here this week at Creative Blockchain.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone's talking about the like intent blah 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 blah, right? And the problem I will say is like, right now, or the decentralized social network sounds very promising, but they don't really give you the real property right. And by real property right, I mean like I can use my account as a collateral and ask for a DeFi protocol to lend me $1 million because I'm KOL and I'm gonna buy a house. You cannot do that right now. Yeah, and the most close attempt, the most interesting attempt was actually not from decentralized social network community. It's actually from Twitter. If you remember 2021, a company called Cent, which we are which we are actually we are their shareholder as well. We're their investor as well. They have pretty interesting team, and there's a lot of like coincidence, but somehow Jadossi just show up in the group one day. He just show up, say, "Oh, cool," and he made his first tweet NFT, and someone bought it around $2 million for around $2 million.
It was crazy.
That is that is the property right that we are talking about. Like not because Vitalik is on some social app, it will make it decentralized social app. No, it's about like someone are willing to buy some things, or you can use that as collateral. That's I think that's still like a little bit far from the current stage, but we're still bullish. Yeah.
So do you think in that sense that NFTs as a whole still have a lot of building and growth to do? Because I mean, they started what, 2013, 2014, and then 2015 is where they really started to get a little bit more traction. And then, of course, there was the PFP profiles, all that kind of jazz exploded. But even now, you think there's just a lot more growth they have.
Yeah, I did actually quite deep study on luxury and all this branding scene before. We made some NFT investment. I don't think we still make some money, but like in average, I don't think it's a bit Bitcoin. No, it's below. It's on the border compared to Bitcoin. Let's say like Rolex or like some like luxury watch brand, Swiss watch brand. On average, every year they produce another 50K to 100K watch and sell to retail market. And if you're like, if you cannot like walk in a shop, say, I want to buy this. You can say, hey, there's a wait list. You have to buy this, that, and that to get the most popular one. And there's a second-hand market, which the price is dropping largely for luxury stuff because the economy is not good. But if you really study these business, you'll figure out that actually you will figure out actually a lot of these NFTs, they're selling NFTs just for token airdrop, and that's 100%. That's 100% like against the traditional luxury playbook, right? Like because like if you bought luxury, you're not investor. You're not really looking for your watch turn into Rolex stock and then you can dump later. Yeah, you're just saying this is your lifestyle, and if this go up, it's good. If it's going down, it's fine. Definitely, there's a speculative market, but I remember like 2021, 2022-ish, like BAYC, the ape company was trying to brand. They have a revenue of which like huge amount of revenue by selling NFT and earning secondary fee. I'm like, dude, this is basically you're operating like Binance, you're operating like Coinbase. This is not sustainable. What I think is going to be sustainable is, as I mentioned, if we create something pure digital and also have some kind of like cultural value and include some kind of service, such as my digital girlfriend or boyfriend, and I have to bought this NFT. I have to buy this NFT, and I have to pay token for interacting. And also, I can make sure that when the moment I want to, like I have some liquidity issue, there's a decentralized bank that I can collateralize. It sounds really brutal, but I can collateralize my decentralized girlfriend there. There's some, yeah, and the small country will ensure he or she will be safe there for 20 weeks. But if you don't redeem, he or she will be permanently burned on chain.
Okay.
Right. That will be an economy I'm looking forward to see that it create real transactions. People fulfill real emotional need. And also it was integrated into decentralized storage, integrated into layer 2, layer 1, and integrated into decentralized social network, integrated into GameFi, integrated into NFTs. That's just one example. We can have better example because it's like a random
still a
example.
lot
Yeah, it's a
to
random
go.
example. I didn't really spend, an hour to think about it. My general feeling is lots of companies, they're not really spending enough effort to think about the fundamental and ideologies. Yeah.
Well, it seems like Mass Network is definitely taking the time to. And genuinely, Suji, it's been amazing to get to talk to you and hear your thoughts on all this because there's a lot of forward traction that's going to be happening in the short time period. And honestly, I'm excited to see what you guys do. So genuinely, thank you. It's been a pleasure. And hopefully we get to see you again at Korea Blockchain Week.
Yeah. See you next year or somewhere.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All
right.
Thank you, man.
Hey, what's up? This is
But
Zach.
it's not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a
How
hive.
many know we do not understand that we do not
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're back at the Genzio Media House.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us today.